Okay, this is the town of Liman, which is actually very close to the front lines, just a few kilometers away. Uh, this place was the site of an enormous firefight and a lot of fighting, as Bakhmut, Liman, it was all in that same time frame. And in fact, there's still quite a bit of shelling that comes in here on a regular basis. We got to be real careful about where we park our cars. We got to be real careful about how we drive. We got to keep spaced out and make sure that we don't attract attention from drones. Try to stay under cover as much as possible. But you can see the destruction here. Right here, if you turn just around and back off a little bit, you can see this big grain silos, I believe is what this is. That was the site of some pretty fierce firefighting. Right over here, you can see where it appears that a RPG blew up, or maybe they just knocked a hole in the wall so that they could shoot out. It doesn't appear that there's explosion around that, so that probably isn't from an RPG. But there are lots and lots of bullet holes in this door. You see this? Come up close. You can see the bullet holes here. Look at that. And if we can step inside here, there's a whole bunch of pigeons. This is grain elevators, big concrete grain elevators. You can smell the grain still in here. And it also a real pervasive smell of death. So there were obviously a lot of bodies in here. They cleaned up all the bodies, but in a war like this, there's still going to be parts of bodies laying around. You might not get all of those. And so you still get that death smell in your nostrils when you come in here. But there's still probably quite a bit of grain in here. You can see grain on the ground here. There's corn and wheat I can see here that I'm walking on. And that's why there's so many birds living in here. It's a paradise for birds. This would be an absolute nightmare to have to clear. If I look at this as from the standpoint of a infantryman being told to take this building, and you look over here at the stairs going up. So these, yeah, I mean, how would you clear this? Because there's holes above you, there's holes, there's angles. When you're clearing a building, you got to think about angles. What kind of angles could the enemy get on me to shoot me? And oh my goodness, this is like a nightmare geometry test. I'm looking at angles all over the place. I could be shot from so many different places right now. There would be so many places to hide. This would actually be a pretty amazing place to defend because with this kind of it's not even a stairwell, it's a ladder coming up. It would be very difficult to get up here with people dropping grenades down on you. And I don't know how the battle played out in this place, but you can sure see the remnants of it all around. Now we're going to walk outside here, and we're going to go see around the corner what the Russians and the Ukrainians left in terms of military hardware. Follow me. Come on, let's move. We got to hurry. What you'll find over here is a literal graveyard of tanks, tracks, armored vehicles, trucks, all kinds of military hardware and materiel that was destroyed in this battle and or brought here. Okay, come over here. Quickly, quickly. All right, you ready? Okay, look around here. These are all armored personnel carriers, and kind of hard to tell what's Russian and what's Ukrainian because they all use the same equipment. The only thing that's different is the paint scheme that they would put on these things, and these, as you can see, are all burned. So once these things burn, they rust out like almost overnight. They just rust out very, very quickly. Come over here. Let's see. So obviously this is being used as a place to, you know, put all these hulks of this stuff. That this wasn't all destroyed right here, otherwise it wouldn't be stacked up like this. But there's a whole lot of scrap metal here, and it looks like they were even scavenging parts from these things, which makes sense. Anything that's usable, the Ukrainians are going to take to be able to keep their own fleet of vehicles running. But a whole lot, this is like a history lesson in Soviet military armor. I mean, a lot of this stuff is decades old, 30, 40, maybe 50 years old even. This is not super modern equipment. Some of it is and some of it is not. Most of these are armored personnel carriers. This was a BTR, which is like our version of, or their version of a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. Let's also go over here real quick and take a look at this pile of used casings. Come on. Okay, look at this. Look at these casings. Unbelievable. So this is Liman, and we're going to have to get going because, like I said, if we stay here too long, it gets pretty dangerous for everybody. So we're out. We got more for you later. See ya.